Well, surprise, surprise. Good morning. Welcome to Lost Opal Tarot. I'm your host, Opal. I read runes, Lenormand, tarot, really anything esoteric. Here we use them as sources of information and seek of the higher self. That is the best version of you. If you're here, you were meant to be here, and I'm hopeful you will say hello in the chat, get your free reading. Let's discuss what's going on in life. As well, in our downtime, I just like to talk about various subjects. Past few days we've been on crystals, as well as spread development. We also have some research to do on osteomancy. For now, let us at bare minimum get ourselves a pull for the day. I have done no reading yet today for myself, so we will. How about that? So how are we all doing today? We have done some more administrative work for the YouTube channel, which will get figured out, but this is the deck we'll be using. This is a throwback to, effectively, the original tarot decks. If you're looking for where to start as far as origin, okay, and development of the tarot, look no further, truly, than a Visconti Sforza deck. This one is from Lo Scarabeo. Run you roughly 20, let's call it. $20 with shipping. It is a smaller deck, but it is perfect for me. I use it while I'm on the go. Put it in my pocket. Fits quite nicely in the breast pocket over here for me. Wrapped in just some silk cloth. Okay, nothing crazy. But with that said, we have the spread cam over here just so you can see what's going on with the cards. I am no card mechanic. Okay, I do not alter the outcome of cards, so we just do some standard shuffles. I use reversals in my decks. Some people do not. Some decks are specifically designed to not be used for reversals. I recommend you read the guidebook that came with your deck. If it does not say, then very likely it does not use reversals. Okay? So, for me, I just like to do a quick thinking, feeling, doing spread. That's our final cut. Just a 3-card. Thinking, feeling, and doing. Okay. So, now that you have the... Oh, whoopsies. We can get that out of the way. I don't think you need to give a dang about my my tags, but if you wanted them, I mean, I'm more than happy to do text stream on here, but you know, possibly later when we're more focused on having that on the screen. But there you go. If you ever wanted to know what the what the channel tags are, there you are. Anyway, we have 3 cards we pulled. Okay, I like to. This is some software called Orphalese. It is free to download. You are welcome to go seek it out and download it yourself if you would like. It comes with a few free decks, but the point of this is so you may see the cards on the screen. We got, weirdly enough, for me anyway, the Empress followed immediately into a Queen of Pentacles, which is why I say this is rather odd, honestly. Because for me, these are effectively the higher and the lower archetype. They're effectively the same thing, just about. We'll get into that though. But our last card, Five of Wands. I went right to it. So, thinking, feeling, and doing. Okay, I only have some notes on here so that anyone learning, following along, you may pause right here and have a look at everything I'm talking about. Okay, that's all. The Empress. Please have a look at the art on this card. Okay, it's a little bit difficult to tell with this deck. However, it is effectively a pregnant woman. All right, but she's also, again, Empress, right? Ruler of the lands. But look at what's going on around her, right? There are trees in the background. There are fields of wheat here, if you want to call it that, grass, however you interpret that. She's got a shield here, right? In the shape of a heart with the symbol for a female on it as well. This is to effectively indicate, I like to call this out as I am woman, hear me roar. This is what my thoughts are on today, being the nurturing mother. I argue my thoughts are like that every day, but apparently this moment they're quite pointed and clear. I make that claim solely because my feeling is immediately related. If you just look at the colors and the art in general on the Queen of Pentacles card, okay? A whole lot. Tell me these don't look a whole lot alike, right? They're doing different things, but very similar. Just want to point that out. Queen of Coins, you can see in the Path of Pentacles, you'll find figures from time to time that are intently focused on maybe showing off their work, right? Or they're very heavily just staring at it, right? In the Path of Pentacles at this point, this individual has already seen the perfect pentacle made, the perfect coin, if you will. She's just focused on it. She's not holding it with any hubris or ego. She just has it in her hands, right? Just hanging out with it, staring at it intently. This card is usually meant to represent being able to see the finer things in life in something very mundane, such as just a simple coin, for instance, in this art. But again, this figure is surrounded by life, right? All over the place. Okay, red in tarot is the soul's fire, all right? This woman, I always like to, I just call her covered in kisses. All these little red marks, well, this woman is garbed in the soul's fire, okay? White is usually just innocence, right? Peace, purity, etc. And then finally, so again, more nurturing mother vibes here, right? The deck had to go pull out two of the same answer just to get the point across, basically. I think that's beautiful. I'm happy to see this. My doing, okay. Truly, this card is as relevant as ever, as it always is. In my life, yes, things are a little, there's a bit of turmoil, uncertainty, is what it is. Whose life isn't hectic, I argue. I just want you to take note in this case. Sometimes this card, I want you to look at the figures. Look at how large the staffs, the wands, same thing, are in their hands. They're huge compared to them, right? But look at this guy. What is this dude doing, right? I just like to point out, this is the guy you see in the movies who's in the fight, but he's standing way in the back, just swinging wildly at nothing, right? So sometimes, just sometimes, the fight isn't exactly what you think it might be, especially when it comes to the soul's fire. Red, wands, passions, sparks, okay? That's me for today. What is your pull is the real question. That is why I am here. So, I do a thing here. There's nothing for me to reverse, but just to make sure my energy stays with me, I return our cards to the deck and shuffle them away. Bam. Sometimes you will catch me doing, not catch me as if I'm doing something wrong, but you will see me reverse cards. This is in hopes that whoever needs this energy gets their reading as I argue it should have come, depending on what we're talking about. With that said, we got to get the first ad break out of the way for Twitch, so I'm going to go ahead and fire that off now. It's our first 5 minutes. So, let me kick that off before it kicks off itself in the future. I will let you know before they come, but don't watch this ad, okay? Do something else. You don't need to know more about toothpaste. We'll be right back. Subs don't see ads, just saying. But in the interim, yes, hello, dear friends. So we are officially live on YouTube. Okay, you'll forgive me if I jump back and forth between platforms while we're figuring out how everything works. I see we have some friends. Hi, how are you? Boo, good morning. Possibly a culture shock. Me streaming this early, I imagine. I just keep you all guessing. I guess while we're hanging out here, I want to make sure we're talking about this while we're live to everybody, but we got like 30 more seconds in our ad break. I want to discuss the stream schedule going forward just a bit, because now I have kind of a better idea what's going on here. It wasn't, the initial lead up to all this was just very much so stall. Okay, I kid you not, it took me months to get the courage to just literally be me, just who the hell I am to begin with, on a stream, right? The only difference between what you're getting here and then we know a little more, we've researched a little more, right? And I stress a little, okay? The research is deep, but truly it's just but a scratch, if you know what movie I'm talking about. But aside from that, I mean, there was really no true valid holdup, I'll say. If you're out there, you watch this in the future, and you don't have the confidence to press that stream button, I urge you to do it. If your heart is already feeling that calling, okay, start learning, right? Press that play button, even if it goes awfully, you will have gained from it in terms of the streaming world, okay? I argue that is often true for many parts of life. However, that does not mean you need to just throw yourself to the wolves at any given beck and call, okay? But be brave, right? I never expected even to have a few followers, and there are already 100 people that have effectively communicated to me, hey, yes, keep doing this. Yes. So the algorithm is at play 100%, which is something that we do, unfortunately, in order to even show up in places such as YouTube in the proper ways. Twitch has its rules, YouTube has its own separate ones. They are similar to a degree, but YouTube is much different, much different monster. That is why it took us a solid month to make sure we got it all figured out. For anyone that doesn't know and perhaps cares for the future, if you're going to stream on YouTube, you need some pretty damn good internet, which I'm lucky to have. As well, you need a stable connection. So depending on where you are, that may not be possible for you, but an unstable internet connection, okay, it flapping will get you dumped to the bottom of results almost immediately if your content bothers to show at all. All right, something to keep in mind. Your opening and closing of every video, we need to have a format here, a structure, right? As well, encouraging viewers to type in chat, okay? Not that they don't already. By default, what we do here kind of requires it, but you need a certain amount of engagement. Twitch is somewhat similar, YouTube much more cutthroat. If you want to be a live stream and you want to show up in that list, there are just certain things. When you start the video, you need to state your purpose, okay? Very, very quick. You got 60 seconds. At the end, same thing. You have to close with the video, right? An outro of sorts. I'm not talking just your outro video. I mean you, if you're sitting here speaking like we are. This is all obviously relative to more of a journal / blog feel of a channel, I suppose, but still applies to the for the most part. Yeah, just a whole other can of worms of things that we need to be cognizant of, as well as now you get to deal with 4 different file size image sizes, right? The thumbnails for videos, okay? You got to make sure your face is in them. If you want people to really connect, they've got to be a specific size depending on where you put it. They've got to have certain words in them. All sorts of stuff. It is wild. But this is, this is the thing. We just step forward into darkness. Let's see what's here. What's in this room? What's in this room? What's in this room? So, that said, regarding the stream schedule, I've had over a month now. Okay, I feel I've earned my place in saying this. All right, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, all day streams, probably never gonna happen again. Unlikely. Tuesday and Wednesdays for us are extremely dead. We are right now in what we can consider a peak traffic hour. I am available literally all day, every day in our Discord, okay? You can come here, quite literally, join it. There's nothing for you to buy there at all, period, okay? But why am I missing the ability to chat in my own stream? I already forgot what I was saying. I don't want to see participants. I just want to talk. Oh, because I'm not signed in. That's why. Silly. So, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. All right. Oh, sorry. ADHD. I haven't taken my medication yet this morning. Forgive me. We'll get there. Just, please. I beg forgiveness. General? No. Cool. We actually have to log in to the chat, to be able to chat. Big duh. Thankfully, I can see who's, how many participants are in the chat, but still. Cool. Yeah, we're still missing a chat window. Mildly concerning. Why? Anyway, Tuesday, Wednesday, not so great in terms of foot traffic. If there's no one even on the platform to begin with, especially for our section, why are we here? Truly. Very confusing. Our chat is being so weird, and I do not know why. Whatever, we'll figure that out later. It looks like Sunday, Monday will be go forward days. Not really, no. The times will vary and length of time will vary. But going forward, Sunday and Monday are definite stream days. Tuesday and Wednesday likely not so much. If we do, it will probably be in this time slot right here, 10:30 to 1, 2-ish, maybe a little longer. Depends. But otherwise, we'll likely have a few different times that we will stream. Okay. Likely 6:30 p.m. will be the new start time. That's start time. Okay. Very likely. I have this written down, one sec. 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. It will probably, for me, go much later than that. I would assume from 6:30 till like 2 a.m. PST, but MST for me, effectively same thing. Dude, almost. 6, 5, somewhere in there is when we will start going forward, I think. There is a window from about 10:30 to 1, I have noticed. People are on their lunch, right? If I have the free time in the mornings, I'll hop on for a few hours, do a quick stream, take a break, hop on from likely 6:30 to 2 in the morning. That technically we can do any day of the week. But the main point for me, I have a ton of stuff to research. A lot. Okay. I unfortunately have a difficult time doing full research while we're streaming, as well as obviously me actually paying attention to what I'm reading and digesting it. So your boy needs some days here, right, to do some more learning for you. I'm not entirely sure when those are, but truly the schedule going forward, very likely we won't even start until 5:30, 6:30 at night. That's a healthy bleed over for any UK traffic that is waking up, as well as the night owls, effectively. The end of the day, when I assume most people would have their questions, right? Rather than times like now, where we're kind of just hanging out. You know, not doing too much. That's not to say that this isn't extremely valuable to me. But if no one's here, right? If it's just truly a few of us hanging out and we're just waiting for something to discuss, I have been leaving that space kind of just empty and blank, waiting for people, right? Reading about random stuff, just trying to kind of fill time, right? I don't want to do that. Okay, I want to make sure if we're here and there are people coming through, absolutely, let's hang out, let's get our readings in. If you guys want to sit with me and just truly hang out without the queue open, so I can be doing one or the other to a degree, would be extremely helpful. But for right now, we just do both, right? I'm not entirely sure what the right answer is there. The problem with having both the queue open and being in the middle of a topic, obviously, especially with someone like me, once the thought has come and gone, I mean, it's very likely gone until the next time old brain decides to make that full loop back around, you know? I won't show up for you. I don't know what you mean. If you're on iOS, you are likely to have problems. You need to go to it on a desktop and then approve. It's got an 18 plus warning. Obviously, we have a little more freedoms in Discord to speak our minds, if you will. So I just need everybody to understand what they're stepping into, right? I'm not here all day to police the Discord. Some people might say some bad words, you know, or talk about some topics you find uncomfortable. I'm not sure. But that, again, at your discretion, kind of. I don't want to say the Wild West completely, but oh, hello, gentle monster. You want to see something cool? Ready? Bam. We made a firework that never stops. It just goes and goes and goes. Ah, hi, buddy. How are you? We were just discussing some administrative stuff. I cannot figure out why, for whatever reason, my OBS will not let me in my own chat window. For YouTube, I have to go to the actual stream pages to type. Hilarious. Makes me giggle anyway. There's one thing. We're still kind of getting here for the day. We need to do one more thing. Ignore this, please. This makes my life easier so I can pin this and not have to talk about it the whole damn time, you know? There you go. How are you today, my friend? And you are... You were technically number 0. I had someone in there from last night. My B. Whoopsie. But hello. I think I'm throwing everybody off guard today. Even my own friends are like, you know, what exactly are you doing today? I don't know. Trying stuff. What are you doing? Do I have deity spreads? Can you elaborate, please? I can tell you just by the name alone, though, no, very likely not. I'm not sure in what way exactly you mean, though. What kind of boba? I love tea. A milku tea. God, as Americans, us doing, like, just saying things that in Japanese, okay, quote unquote language, right? I thought it was like a big joke, but that is a real thing. Milku tea, okay? They have their own words, but they like some of ours a little better, apparently. So very, very interesting to me. Hey, what's up, Jay? Good side. How are we? To get a message from a certain deity, I do not have a spread like that at all. We can build one, though. That is always an option. Hello, DFX Hots. How are you? God, every one of these, every single one of these, okay, is a custom spread we made for somebody. And I have not gotten them in. But, gentle monster, I imagine we're going to need something custom for you. We can ask. Most definitely. I have never done this before. We're going to have to lay the ground rules. Thanks you. Appreciate it. Just the way I dress. You know, some people, I understand the want for comfortability, but obviously, look at what we're doing here. I wish to impress upon people. You know, I take this very seriously. I'm at work effectively. I mean, I know this isn't my work, but we're on the job right now. Dress accordingly, right? As far as I'm concerned. Show up. we have, for me, monster, you would really need to first confirm that this entity you're wanting, deity, entity, whatever you want to call them, you need to confirm that's who you're talking to begin with. So I leave the O face on questions because we would need to determine what we are gonna be talking to this deity about. And for this type of work, since I would be effectively Logos in this scenario, your messenger. Okay, well, just realize you're asking me and my guys to talk to potentially someone, you know. You've read stories about Zeus, Odin, right? These figures, okay? So, what are the questions? I mean, before anything else even goes forward, we must do this first. Okay? And then I hope you realize this is not really a stream draw at all. But I'm willing to at least work the questions out with you. This is one you may very well likely have to do on your own. Otherwise, you need to... Whoa, 130, crazy. You were the 130th. Thank you very much. This is when we do this. Woo! I love this so much. It literally... in case you didn't notice, like, look where it starts from, right where from the menu, and it shoots up. Okay, yay. 130 is nuts to me. It's so crazy. Thank you everybody very much. Neato, but gentle. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? You're asking a rather large question. There's a lot to take into consideration here, a whole lot. Don't do this willy-nilly, please. I'm very thankful you brought this to me. I'm fearful of what other practitioners might tell you, honestly. And that's not to say you need to enter into this with some fear in your heart, but absolutely you do need to enter into it with some respect. Right? Tiptoe here. Okay? We don't go knocking on these doors just to ding-dong ditch, right? We need to make sure who's there. Is it the person you would like to speak to? You can use this first question as a way to gauge if you get a presence, okay, like a base card, right? There's an actual entity in the card. You need to determine what that entity is, as well as the message it brings. Okay, for instance, here's an easy slip up for you. What happens when you get death reversed? What does that say to you? In regard to just even this first question. What would that mean for you? Just so we can see it on the screen and I can kind of make my point here. This card is multi-meaning depending on your superstitions, faith, beliefs, whatever you want to call it. We got the Jeopardy music, okay? Take note. Upright. What does this card mean? Remember, I present it to you as death reversed. Upright, yes. Reversed, no. Excuse me, Jesus, I have them backward. Reversed, yes. Upright, no. Sorry. See what I mean? This is why this is important. Oh, God. But depending on your faith, the number 13, okay? This, I mean, you see this all over, even the U.S., okay? Just superstition in general. Some buildings don't have a 13th floor. Is this still a good omen to you? Is this a sign? Right? Is this still someone you might want to talk to? Their number is still 13. It's just reversed. If you want to get technical, it's now 3 and 1 backward, which becomes 4, the Emperor. Is that who you're talking to? Right? We need to make very certain of this. There's really no effective way for you to say, you know, a name and ask anything other than, is this you? Yes or no, right? Which would draw another card if you need to. Lots of qualifiers. So I'm not sure what the overall goal was, but deity work, just I would strongly suggest. This is an email me topic. Okay, we have this for a reason. And not even email, you can send it to me in Discord. We can schedule some time, but this needs to be completely vetted out before you just go to someone on the stream and let me put it to you this way. One of my decks is named Power. Okay, that was the name I was given by it. All right. Let's just say, I don't use that deck very often, and definitely not for places like this. Its first undertaking, okay, was quite literally, I won't share full detail here, but its first undertaking was to reach out to the literal void, seek a presence out, okay, and it literally ate the aether and Thoth. Let me find this card for you. Let's find this just so you might understand a little better. Let's see how far we gotta go before we find the aether. Excuse me, the Aeon. We don't gotta go far. Okay. Yeah, when I asked this deck's name, that was the response it gave me. Power. Okay. You got it, buddy. This was the card that it pulled when I asked it to find something. Okay? And after I asked, who is this? Right? Who did we find out here? What's going on here? What is the Aeon? Okay? That just literally all of existence, the cosmos as a whole. That's what we ran into while we were searching around. That deck decided to eat them. I mean, effortlessly. So whatever presence we ran into in our travels there came to say hi. The presence we ran into came to us defeated. Already. Not looking for a fight to begin with. So, yes, that is Thoth, yes. Very interesting decks. A little different from the norm of what you see here, but, you know. This is the large format. And this isn't even power, you'll notice. That this is not the same art, different size, but yeah, that deck, you know, different use case. The presence that came to us in that reading and our journey there, like I say, literally came to us utterly just in ruin to begin with. Okay, didn't want to put up any sort of fight to begin with, but still, I used that as a foundational presence of the library that you all unknowingly wander through its halls all day with me. Okay? Rather than, I say it ate them, rather than destroy a presence, okay? We transformed them from their former self. They identified themselves as a king, a broken king, okay? Effectively. Instead of, being some kind of tyrant. Clearly, this thing was just wandering out here, waiting for someone like me to come along. But instead of just ending this thing, just putting it out of its misery, just eating it, quote unquote, we've transformed it instead into, quite literally, the foundations of the work we're doing right now. You take that and run with that in any way you need to sleep at night. Just a reminder, I'm one of the good guys. If that doesn't explain me completely right there, we encounter a presence in the spiritual realm. We eat it, but my version of eating it is, hey man, you want a different job? You want some purpose? You want some meaning? Come on over. Listen to this music as I'm talking about this. Jesus Christ. Join the party. Hi, the Martian. How are you? So, I'm not sure if you still want to proceed with this. Let's not do it here, please. That is not light stream work at all. Not one bit. I'm only chuckling. Just, God, I just see in my head already, all the different ways this goes. That's a dangerous game to play on stream. That might go very lovingly and beautiful. I don't know. Oopsie. Sorry for bumping the mic. Again. Stop doing that. Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. This is the part where I'm so happy that I am in a public space like this. I mean it in no offensive way, but there are just those of us who just don't know, right? That take this a little too lightly. I'm not saying that that's you in this case. I just mean in general, right? And it's simply due to lack of understanding, right? We haven't learned enough yet. So, I make the claim all the time here. I am both sword and shield for all of you. So in this case, please, yes, allow me to be that. We have someone on our YouTube chat. Hi, Queen. How are you? What kind of reading would you like, Queen? If that's how we say your name. I'm very confused as to why we're not seeing the viewer count update. Interesting. Okay, cool. There we go. Now I can chat to you. Queen, we have both Twitch and YouTube running right now, so if it takes me a second to reply, forgive me. I'm bouncing between a couple spaces. Technically, you would be third in line. We have one more reading to do. Okay, we can definitely discuss that. For now, we have someone in the Twitch channel who has been patiently waiting for us. After we get them done, we will go ahead and do your reading. I need the fan on for this. Spooky. Turn the fan on, the lid closes on the treasure box. Thank you. What can I do for you, DFX? What can I do for you? Misc disparity, that Q, those commands that you use, those might work other places, but they are slowly being phased out of existence entirely. All of the old stuff, if you see people that are still using that command, it's either completely custom, or B, they have a very old version of some software that is no longer present. So the only things that work anymore are join and leave. Join the queue, leave the queue, that's it. How do we do things? Depends on what you're after. I do a few different style of readings. We do typically, I like to do a thinking, feeling, doing, but in essence, we can do a single oracle, single rune, a 2-card Lenormand pull, and a single tarot pull. Otherwise, if you have a more pointed question you would like to ask, I can help you write up a specific spread. I may have one already. Okay, this is what this is for. These are all different spreads that I use very, very often. Okay, so just so you can see what we're talking about. Here's the daily vibe check. Okay, excuse me, this shouldn't say that. The thinking, feeling, doing, not daily vibe check. How did I miss that? This is thinking, feeling, doing. There we go. How are we thinking? How are we feeling? How are we doing? Right? Possibly, what are we doing? In this case, we've got what. So, what's on your mind now? What are you feeling right now? What are you doing right now? Right? Very basic stuff. But depends on what you're after. Usually this is where we start for most people. After that, these are just digital cards. I do the physical pull over here. Okay. All right. Physical card pull, and then man, this is gonna annoy me. Oh, whatever. Okay. We've definitely got to work out our osteomancy stuff. Queen, I see you. We will get back to that momentarily. Daily vibe. Yes, I would recommend that, just so you can get a feel for how this is going. You're not inherently just walking blindly into danger. That's why you have me, right? But, yeah. Nice little intro for you, all right? This is a Rider-Waite Smith deck, RWS. You will see it referred to as often. Kind of the modern standard for tarot reading. Modern meaning it's relatively new, okay? The first ones of this are from like 1909, okay? This is the deck, in case you're curious. RWS, okay? So, shot ball, casino cuts. I just like you to see I'm no card mechanic, okay? The cards are what they are. I just interpret them, all right? On the spread cam as well, around us, a bunch of different crystal stones, okay? So, your cards are there. Daily vibe check. What's the vibe today? Oh boy. Let's talk. What's supporting you? And what's tripping you up? All right, my friend, I'm very glad you came here. We were meant to talk this day, I'm going to say. Okay? Before you have any sort of preconceived notion, allow me to explain first what is going on with these cards. But the vibe today, heartbreak. I'm not sure what's going on in your world, but if this applies to you, feel at any time to just message me directly. Okay, you have got somewhat heavy spread, just not in the way that you think. Okay, but this immediately calls out some sort of heartbreak we're going through, some pain, some stress. Something didn't go the way we thought it might, right? Best made plans left undone, unfortunately, kind of deal. I'm not certain, but I don't want to delve too much into that. You were being asked today, okay, your second question supporting you. Now, I can tell. I'm super sorry. That's what the hug is for, my dear. I can't give you one physically, so I offer you one digitally instead. We're being asked today, the support is to remember we're here right now. Okay. Remember, we do not live in the past. The future is unknowable. All right. We must remember that we live in the now. This card would indicate to me that we have been looking toward, looking for answers in times in our life when things were easier, better, the good times, all right? I just want to remind you, please, this is one of my favorite quotes. No, that's not the one. I believe it's quote 9. We gotta wait. Come on, you butthole there. This quote from Bob Ross. Neighbors, one moment. God. Why do you drive a sand buggy around a neighborhood? Please stop. This ain't the boonies. This is city limits, bro. Annoying. Quote number 9. Bob Ross said this after his wife had passed away and did not really speak too much on it publicly, right? But while he's painting, he's talking about you need dark in your painting as well as light to have that contrast. That is artwork. It's a part of the game. But his quote is, it's like in life. You've got to have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come. I'm waiting on the good times now. And man, if I don't feel that, But there's some key, poignant information here. Very, very important. Is that he's waiting on the good times, right? He's not forcing them. He's just doing his thing, living in the now, even in times of absolute total distress. Still moving forward in the now. We don't live in the past. We live here. We're still here. You still get a choice. Okay, what happens around you? Remember that, please. Now, your last card. What's tripping you up? You may take this to mean that literally the devil is tripping you up. I argue no. This is not literally Satan just hanging around waiting for you. Okay? But we must reverse this card and this card, both. I see your heartbreak, we acknowledge it, yes, but we reverse it. Okay? That's what this act is for. Alright? When I shuffle your cards back in, I will shuffle them in reversed. in this case, except for this one. This is very important for now. But this guy, let's talk about him. Upright for just a moment. If you notice, okay, you got the lovers in this card, but there's this jerk, okay, this evil presence, right? I like to refer to this card as the contract. All right. After what we were just talking about, live in the now or the past, which do you choose? Is effectively what this card is for me. Okay? Your golden fiddle comes in the form of, again, living in better times. We don't progress to better times now if we're not actively seeking them out, doing things in the now that encourage that. This is the decision you must make. Which do you prefer? You want to live in glory days, or would you like to continue progressing now as best we can? Something you must decide, but I flipped this reversed for you, as this is a choice you must make, but at the same time, I'm reversing this as a, we don't have to decide right now, okay? But we must decide at some point. However, any negative vibe you might have coming from this, let it go. I argue that's part of the main problem right now. Okay? That letting go. I don't mean just walk around all day with that F it attitude. I just mean in general, we've already had those good times. What good times can we have now? What good times do we have to look forward to? What are we waiting on in terms of good times, that light? Are you actively searching for it? This is why I reverse this contract to you, okay? Your choice to make ultimately, but I want you to at least physically see this is not the work of a devil of any variety trying to influence your life. It is a choice we must make. The reason it comes in the form of a devil is obviously one is very enticing and simple to do, and the other is not. So I say again, how badly do you want this golden fiddle, and what price are you willing to pay for it? Okay, things to ponder, but I put your spread back in the deck in the middle, which is the now, okay? Top is the past, bottom is the future. We live in neither. We live here now. And I send that back to you. And while we're sitting here discussing some grounding, some realignment, while we're waiting, okay? If you have any questions, the VOD video of the day will be up later. Okay, you can pause at any point here for some more notes. This guy has some more stuff, so you'll have to pause a couple of times if necessary. But feel free, go back and read all of this. I would suggest it. Okay? I'm sorry things are rough right now. Let's do everything that we can to make them better. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Again, I'm very glad you came today. As far as I'm concerned, we were meant to speak this day. I wish I could give you a real hug, but since I cannot, blessings and love, my dear, truly. All right, Queen, are you still here? Let's see. No, took off. I don't know why our little plugin for viewer count is not working. Or it's just extremely slow to pull, is more likely. Let's see. I know why. I already know why. We need to go in here and make sure our integrations are done. I forgot I had to make a new, effectively, channel in a weird way. So now I need to make sure we're actually synced proper. But I can deal with that later. Or, well, I guess, is anybody here? Nope, it's just us hanging out. So the queue is open. Feel free to join it. If you'd like. We're going to sit here, do some more admin work, you know? Like Cacao Moo. Yeah, that's the one. That'll do it. How are you today, my dear? Hi. Look at that long line. How are we ever going to make time for you? Man, music is feeling what we're putting out right now, and I like it. Awful as always. I am terribly sorry to hear that. How may I help you to flip that on its head? I'm okay. I'm all right. You know, I actually got some sleep for once. That was cool. I like that. That's, you know. So, in cases like this, I like to do one of these. What do I normally like to look at? The stars, the moon. Big fan. Trees. Really anything nature related, but a lot. I like to look at art. We're about to look at some right now, if you will allow me. Do these interest you at all? I would suggest them highly. There's plenty of other things. What are you looking for? Just so we're very clear, this whole section, all of this stuff you're seeing over here, these are all spreads, okay? There's a whole mess of fun stuff, okay? Guilty pleasure stuff, party stuff. There's a lot. But just to make my point here, every one of these you're seeing up here, each one of these was a custom spread we built for somebody. I have them all here because I need to go through them, evaluate them, and determine if we can build a general version of them that might be useful to someone else, okay? Here is a lovely spread for you as well. We just happened to land on this while we're looking through them just to demonstrate the point, but I will build you a spread on the fly. Okay, there is no limit to what we can ask, but however, there are some rules. That's my job. We'll worry about that when we get there. So, what are you after? Is the real question. I put my tie tack way low. What the hell am I doing? Don't mind me. Shadow integration. In what way? I have a bunch of work on unveiling shadow. What do you mean integration? Okay. Again, in what regard? The problem with shadow work, not a big fan of it on streams. Shadow work unveils the problem, and most people just take that and run with it. They do not ask, how do we fix it? I'm a fixer. Very, very likely not. Integration, just by the very definition, means how do we involve shadow in our lives and use it. I understand the point and purpose, but Not typically what we do here. We have unveiling, which is why I'm not the biggest fan, but again, what are your questions that you're trying to get at here? Rather than us dance around and me try and show you random stuff that doesn't apply, what are you after? Specifically, please. Very important that we answer or ask the right questions so we can get meaningful answers. Hello, Palm Valley. I'm doing all right. How are you? Well, okay. Okay. This is why emotional numbness does not leave me with much to work with. I apologize. That's not a question, that is a statement. Okay, in what regard? Are we trying to identify it, to release it? What are we doing? Okay. I'm not trying to be rude here at all, but effectively you've come and sat before me and are just staring at me, okay? Right? Saying statements, no questions. This is a question. How can you come out of emotional numbness? Again, I would strongly suggest you do this. Do you see these questions? Yes? Patience and kindness with yourself. How we can encourage self-love. I would strongly suggest this. Otherwise, if we're feeling a little closed off, this is the one we should do. But just coming and saying emotional numbness, okay, are we trying to figure out its source, where it's coming from? Are we trying to determine if this is something that is due to a situation now? Is it from the past? Things like this. Okay. So, we're about to get hit with an ad break. It starts in 3 minutes. We need a little longer than 3 minutes. Cool. Beautiful. I need to roll an ad. So, I'm letting all of you know now before it plays, so that way you can take a moment, step away, don't watch the ad. Truly. All right. And afterward, we can go ahead and get on with your spread. I don't mean to leave you cliff hanging. It's very annoying for me as well. Subs do not see ads. I will be continuing to talk very likely while we're in the ad. So, we'll be right back, okay? Again, go get some water. Queen, no, I did not. I needed further clarification from you, and you weren't here when I came back, unfortunately. Are you here now? You are. We're in an ad break on Twitch, but we are ready to do yours, but I need some more clarification. You are asking effectively just yes or no questions, okay? And I just want to make this very clear to you. The work we do here is not well suited for the future, all right? The future is unknowable. You've effectively brought me 2 questions that are suited for a magic 8 ball. Okay? So, If you, just to make my point here, your first question, are you under a destiny swap? Outlook good. Likely not. Am I going to get my doctorate? You may rely on it. There you go. Okay. Effectively is what those questions are. I don't mean to, I'm hopeful the point is impressed on you. Obviously, you can go get a magic 8-ball and do this, but that's not typically why people come to tarot. If you want single card pulls, okay, we want the why. Okay. So this would just be a, so far, for things like this, I like to recommend 4 cards. 4 is the number of structure in the tarot. All right. We have someone that was in process of getting a read, but forgive me if you leave and come back. I'm in 2 different platforms here, so if you're gonna hang out, ponder those questions, please. But we were mid-reading someone else. Welcome back. So, my friend, we have our request in YouTube again, so after that we will get to them. For this, we want, why is the heart closed? I'm going to let you know now a couple things before we go any further. Yes, I'm speaking to you. So, get you good and shuffled. Final cut. 4 cards. Why is your heart closed? How can I open my heart once more? How can I change my perspective to view the world through the lens of love? What will I see if I accept this new viewpoint, or how will I be changed? All right, buddy. So, I know on the screen here, these go in a different order, but these look like this. Okay, I am right-handed, so in this spread, you'll see your 3rd card, the change of perspective. It is meant to denote looking left instead of our usual looking right. Okay. So, that said, let's get your cards on the screen. And Queen, we will, if you're still with us, yeah, as soon as we're done with this one, we will get to your spread, okay? So, first card, the Star reversed. This is important. We will discuss why momentarily. Do not fret, please, about the reversals. Allow me to explain first. We've had people come in here, see the reverse cards, and immediately leave. Not even understanding what they mean yet. So, first card, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Why is our heart closed? Okay. We are too much, too fast, too soon. Truly. Whatever it is you're going through, you are at light speed toward your own disaster effectively. And I do not understand why. Okay? This card should represent somebody who is equal give and take. Okay? But when the star comes to us, there are two different parts to take into consideration here. There are both the cosmos as well as this figure. Okay? This figure, I believe, is who we are needing to discuss. This person should be equal give and take from the well, if you will. If you look at the art, two vessels, two cups, right? One is refilling the well, while one is pouring from the well. Where we pour from, water brings life, right? Kind of looks like a little river. All right? For whatever reason, our give and take is not within us. This calm that we normally have, this, I don't want to say quiet reserve, but what should be just a normal, peaceful viewpoint of the world right now is chaotic. Okay? I'm not sure what factors in your life are contributing to this. It will be part of your job and part of your reading, as you will see, to understand them, identify them. Due to the vagueness of this card, quite literally, we are not. To me, this would imply that you are likely feeling owed something, and I am here to remind you, you are owed nothing. You have already received the greatest gift of life, even if it is spiraling out of control. Right? Time to take the reins back and be this. All right, which we will get to. All right, I hope that makes sense to you. How can we open the heart once more? Slow down dramatically. This struggle you feel, okay? This is directly in relation to the soul's fire. That's what wands are in tarot. Upright, this card would ask you to. It's the lightning strike, I like to call it. All right? I mean, right now, what is a lightning strike? When you see it, it's over in an instant, typically. Okay? It's that flash of inspiration. It's we're going. Action immediately. We need the opposite of this. Whatever these scenarios are that are tripping us up, you need to truly change your perspective and stop having a defeatist attitude about this. Okay? This is the new perspective you must take going forward. Stop looking for the losses everywhere. Start looking for the wins. Build on those. Leave the losses behind is but now wisdom, things not to do. Hold our head high, okay? Even when we're not winning, all right? Very important, this is actual you, as far as I'm concerned. Someone who equally gives and takes from the well. That's just not you right now. So, I will not speak on what areas of your life this could be in. That is not my place, but I believe you know. And I leave that to you. All right? Your final card. Hi, Rowdy. The Warrior's Rest. I like to call this card, but I pose a question to you. If you look at the art on this card, there are 4 swords in the art. Sorry, I'm grabbing my medications. I have ADHD. Time to get in front of it before it becomes a major problem for me. 4 swords are in this card. All right? One of them is by the warrior's side while they lay down, and I want you to take note of the color that they are. Some people view this as, this indicates the big sleep, if you will. I argue otherwise. The color of our figure in this art, they're all yellow, even the thing that they sleep on. Yellow, for tarot, is color of earth. Grounding. Okay? The material world. This person is resting so well that they have literally you know, they look like a big old stick of butter here, but I just use that to equate they have literally melted in relaxation back into ground, reconnected with reality, right? The 3 swords above their head here. This is my question to you. I don't know what your bedroom setup is looking like, but for me, if I had to put these swords somewhere, they would hang on a wall approximately 6 feet from me in one direction, and the other they would be butted right up against me. The wall is not even a wall anymore. Now these swords are hanging directly above my head at all times. They're just on my mind. That's what the swords are, thoughts. So this card is meant to depict the 3 swords above. Okay, those are life's troubles and challenges. Now I ask you, where do you want them to hang? Looming directly over your head at all times, or can we actually hang them on the wall so we can truly rest? Take a chill pill. I took mine. Your turn. So, just a recap. Right now we are feeling like the star reversed. And just, I mean, no offense by this, but if you are feeling you are owed something, you are not. You are owed nothing. Truly. None of us are. Not a thing. You've already got the greatest gift we could ever ask for. Just remember that. After that, slow down. Stop approaching everything with a defeatist attitude completely. And rest. Please. This here, this is you having the ability to just let go. Okay? Truly take a look around your life. Look at what serves you now. Okay? If the thing that you're looking at is just stressing you out, does no longer serve you, why is it here? And at bare minimum, if it must be here, what can we do to make it as an enjoyable a stay as possible? Okay? Later, when the video of the day is up, you may pause here for all the detailed notes here if you want them. Just remember that when cards are reversed on the screen, they do not have notes. We must interpret the reverse meaning ourselves, but you only have 2 of them. I'm reversing this one to you, though. This is what you're supposed to be right now. I mean, I just want to point out the fact that the star has shown up at all is an indicator that energy is within you. You must tap it on the shoulder and ask politely, hey, come back, please. And I ask you, come back, please, to who you really are. All right? Your last card. Notes. Notes, if you want them, all right? I give this back to you, my friend, but in the way that I argue it should be. The star upright. We do this in the now, which is the middle of the deck. Top is the past, bottom is the future. We live in neither. That belongs to you, not to me. I've linked our Discord in here several times. If you need it, let me know. Otherwise, I encourage you to come back, check in with us, see how things are going. Hi, Queen. Queen, you see the same thing that people on Twitch see. I was in the middle of a reading with someone else. I am ready for you now if you want. Nope, gone again. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone watching this later. Readings take some time. If you're gonna pop in, ask for a reading, I require your patience, please, and I appreciate you. As our friend from YouTube is no longer here, let us do our next reading. Hello, Palm Valley 173. How may I help you? You are very, very welcome. Just in case you weren't here, this is our Discord, okay? I don't sell anything there. It's literally just a place for us all to hang out. But also, you can send me a message directly on there. Comes right here. Bam. Easy peasy. All right. Otherwise, I mean, feel free, come back to a stream, you know, if you want to. Nothing you have to do. The only thing that I would ask of you, try to find the beauty in things. It's there if you'll look for it, but just like our crystals here, okay? If you see this one on the spread cam, when I move it, it flashes, right? We gotta look for that, but in real life, objects, situations, potential. Yep, my relationship spread is specifically designed in such a way that it has nothing to do with love whatsoever. You'll notice basic relationship spread. Represent the relationship. Nowhere in my spread is the word love, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, I do not care, whatever you want to call them. You put the guidelines on that relationship. That is not my place, okay? What I will do, though, is pull a potential for you, okay? This is your casino cut. And just a by the way, if you haven't already followed, please do. It does help. But I ask that, you know, follow when you feel is appropriate. If you feel as though I am helpful in any variety, if you know anybody that might need to speak to me, the numbers do help us to reach more people. Card to represent you. Card to represent them. Potential outcome. So, this person, for whatever reason, I feel it's important we talk about them to begin with, due to their what we can see, at least, of them. Just remember, all of this information is subjective, okay? You are asking for microscopic information from cosmic binoculars, effectively. It doesn't always go so well. This is you. I would imagine for you, typically, I like to just explain this card. This is quite simply life, but literally for you, you were likely the first person I've run into that this card just represents change, literal change. You were going through a period of growth, stepping out of your shell. I'm not sure what exactly, but this is how we're feeling. Effectively, this is you. Constant moving change, life, as I usually describe it. But for you, I think this is specifically, you are quite literally the turning wheel. Your very life may be what someone else is their whole world, as far as I know, with this card. Your Ace of Wands, though, this is a representative of them. This is someone who is unable or unwilling, whatever it might be, blocked, if you want to call it that, blocked from new spiritual creation, okay? Even the wand typically that the magician would use, that this would be the one, right? To cast their spells, to make stuff, to do whatever they're doing. This wand is not feeling so up to the task right now. Red in the tarot wand specifically, that's the soul's fire, okay? They are not looking for any new thing at the moment, or they are blocked from seeing the possibility of one. I cannot say. Your potential together. This is an interesting card to get. This is a two-folder for you. The first part, please take note, the figure in the card is strapped effectively to a sword. Swords are of the mind, all right? They are in a prison to a degree. Okay? Now, I say this is twofold. This is a message for you as well as it is about the potential. By doing this type of work, we are working with purely assumptions, which leads me directly into my next statement. All of the things you are asking me, the correct person to ask is this person, not cards. Okay. In regard to the potential of this, especially after what I just said, we can free ourselves of the need for the assumptions. Okay? We are allowed to truly engage, to truly understand, to truly connect. This is a task that you must do. I cannot speak as to whether that goes well or not, but this is something you must discover for yourself. All right. Hello, Starry. How are you? Gonna be like that. Yeah, you are very welcome, Palm Valley. Nothing for us to reverse here, as I cannot anyway. There you are. So, real quickly, before we run out of more time, I'm gonna inhale some food real quick, so I'm gonna run a quick ad. Those of you who are subs are gonna hang out while I eat some food, apparently. I will be right back. Don't watch the ad. I will likely throw up the break screen just to indicate too, since we're in multiple places. But yeah, get some water, stretch, anything other than watch this ad. We'll be right back, okay? Hi. peanut butter does do that. Yes. Oh. Okay. Who? Starry. Hi, Starry. What would you like this morning? This afternoon now. We started in the morning, technically. Wow, we've already been here for an hour and a half. Nuts. Only 59 drop frames today, total. I think we found our sweet spot. Neato. Yeah. I'm alright. Do I give the impression I am not? Lenormand, Oracle, and Rune. You got it. Let's start with your rune. Mute time. I know some people love... Here's a real gentle quick shuffle for you asthma people. Apparently some people like this. I find it to be ear piercing. So, just so you know, we actually shuffle real runes over here. No, not at all. I match the tone, being the empath I am, of the reading that we're doing, and sometimes, you know, there are messages that I really wish I didn't have to pass along at all sometimes, but they're just what we needed to hear. I believe this one is called Dagaz, but yeah, you know, just, I guess to maybe put it in reference for you. Right, it is an hourglass. Dagaz. Oh my God, we're remembering stuff. It begins. Dagaz. It does look like an hourglass, but don't be fooled. It doesn't come to you this way. It comes to you this way. It is one of the non-reversible runes. All right. It means breakthrough in a very general sense, but we have some more stuff. Bam. Dawn, awakening, certainty, hope, illumination. Okay? As well, our lovely moderator Rowdy grabbed us some more stuff. Where's the guys in here? We're just pulling from anywhere. Day. This is just the language word, okay? But there you go. There's your rune. Let me make sure the people that come to YouTube, if they come at all, don't really have a way to hop in a queue. I need to figure that out sooner than later. But for now, your oracle. Whoa. Would you like your jumper tarot card? I haven't seen what it is yet. Just showing you. One fell out while I was moving the deck to get to your oracle deck. If you want it, let me know. But it's yours. Clearly. I can't even touch a tarot deck around you. We're not going to do super crazy hyper shuffles on these. There's no need. These are already extremely shuffled to begin with. And we get one pull. So, just in the interest of changing stuff up, you know. Bam. You get sustainability. 6th house, card number 44, from the Star Codes Astro Oracle, for those of you curious. Absolutely. We will do. That's exactly what I would suggest. 33 we have. For any of you sitting possibly in judgment, okay, this book is huge, all right? There may only be 56 cards in here. There's a whole lot to understand. So, 5 give me while I read from the book, so we have a full understanding while we learn. 6th house, sustainability, excuse me. I might sneeze, maybe. This one. Okay. There's your card. Action. Work smarter, not harder. Done. Wrap it up, boys and girls. The opposite of a dysfunctional situation is a sustainable ecosystem. Make your life sustainable. Look at the time, resources, love, care, and sweat you put into your life and assess whether you are putting as much in as you get out, and whether you're receiving as much as you put in. Challenge. Worry can give you the illusion that you're taking care of business, but it does not further your goals. The gift. You can create a beautiful and sustainable ecosystem out of your life as you pursue a delicious, healthy work-life balance. There's your oracle. Now we will do your Lenormand. For anyone not familiar with Lenormand, they just are basically 2 generic cards. All right. Just as an example, here is the bottom card of the deck. It's man. This deck does not really communicate that very well. I do have something to actually go check on after this. I don't think it came, but possibly. Highly unlikely. But these always come in little combo pairs, okay? So, first card, we get what? Clouds. Clouds Scythe. A little too close to a video game name. Yeah. Which one? We have this guy. This is really the main thing. Do you want this? I'm happy to share this, absolutely. We got Clouds, plus Scythe. Cutting through confusion. Yeah. Sudden clarity. We go to Discord. Where's Discord? Here. Lost Opal. I guess. Technically. Well, I'm just gonna throw... Ah, man. Lenormand is its own thing. I really don't think it needs its own subsection. I'm just gonna throw it in the tarot folder. Good enough. If people disagree, I'm sure you will take me out back and shoot me for it, but you know. Lenormand combos. There you go. I threw it in the tarot room. Just remember, you gotta actually know what the actual art is trying to tell you. I would not recommend this deck for your beginner Lenormand work at all. Excellent, historically accurate, facsimile, whatever, but not great for learning. You gotta sit here and determine what everything is. So again, very grateful for this, but not ideal for our work in particular. Okay, love ya, glad to have ya. Not necessarily for us. I need something that you guys can also clearly see and understand, right? So we're not sitting here, what is this one? You know, not what we're after. They come with a playing card on the art. Okay, so you can do Lenormand just using normal playing cards. Each card already has a meaning, right? We have evolved since those days, right? We actually have specific Lenormand decks. I'm not here to play a card game. Okay? I no longer require the card game. Yes, yeah. There's a few reasons for that, but in essence, they all represent a single playing card. This stream may only be about an hour longer, by the way. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, very likely short streams. I might hop on later tonight. Even then, though, you're looking at like 6:30 tonight. I'm aware people want to escape their work life. Okay, so sure. We're in the process of one right now. I'm happy to explain afterward. If you would like a reading, up there is the command to join. Okay, the reading queue, but I'm happy to explain after this. You are very welcome, Starry. You ready for your card? It's here. Whatever it says. Yeah. It's you. So, just a message for you, Starry. You've seen this card in your spreads before, all right? Just remember. God, I don't know why it's doing that. Just remember why. Just remember to keep our emotions in check. Emotions don't rule the kingdom, you do. That's all. Just real quick, hey. Not saying nothing, but I'm just saying, all right? Again, a reminder, that's just you, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that emotions are not valuable, right? But we must lead emotions with thought, 100%. Nina, you sweetheart, thank you. Appreciate you. God, you come in, hey, how does this work? Never mind. Here's $5. You angel. What a badass you are. So, you would be next in the reading queue if you wanted to. Not necessary. Oh, you are. Never mind. You did. Jesus. Look at you go. Right there. Duh. All right. So, as you can see over here, we do the physical pulls with real decks. All right. This is an important. I know you're blowing me away right now. Okay. This is the card we get on the bottom of this deck. Pay no mind. But we do physical pulls, which is important to me. Okay. We will need not go in detail, but I prefer physical. Let's just leave it at that. However, afterward, I will pull up your cards on the screen. Okay. Just pulled a couple random ones here. On these, I've got some notes for you. Okay. It's important to me that you all see that we do a real physical pull. Okay. There's a material price to pay for the questions we ask, right? That's where I come in. I got you. But afterward, I can display them on the screen for you, so we can discuss, right? If that interests you at all. I have a whole mess. I love our music kicks on right when I'm about to get into the thick of it. All of this stuff over here, these are all different spreads. So for new people, I'm honestly starting to change my opinion. I usually like to do a thinking, feeling, doing, but truly this one has become the staple anymore. Just a vibe check. What's the vibe today? What's supporting us? What's tripping us up? This way, I like this one more the more I use it, solely because how you're thinking, what you're doing, truly, none of my damn business. If you want me to know, tell me, you know? Not to be rude at all. It's not that I don't care, but the more I do a thinking, feeling, doing for someone who has just gotten here, the more I realize, truly, none of my fucking business. All due respect, right? You let me know rather than me tell you, unless you just don't know. What is, I feel a certain way today. What is it? Well, let's ask, right? That is when that is appropriate. But I want to make sure that is at least known, that I can offer you subconscious information about what we're thinking, how we're feeling, what we're doing, how we're doing. Okay? Just options. Otherwise, if you have a more pointed question, something you wish to know the answer to, this is how we do it. These are all previously built spreads for somebody, okay? There's a whole mess of these, just to get my point across. All right? Every one of these was for someone. Okay? Every single one. If you have something in specific, I'm more than happy to build you a custom spread. These are all things, this is my failing. I need to go back and determine from these readings, are there, is there a spread that I can build based off that? Okay. This is just, some of our spreads, they're not even mine here. I try my best when I can fucking remember to notate where they come from. Okay. But like, for example, this pillow top, I cannot remember where I got this from, but this was not my spread, but I love this spread. Beautiful spread. Whoever thought of this, genius. But somewhere on the internet, it's out there, but this is kind of the point with what we do here, right? If you join the Discord, not that you have to, but I share stuff from this library in that Discord all the time. We just did a few minutes ago, right? We built like a whole combos list for Lenormand pulls. So now you have a Control F, even on your phone, right? A little more difficult to do the find search, but you can literally type in your combo, word plus word. It'll give you a meaning. Help everyone learn, right? I'm not here to gatekeep knowledge by any means. So we have a certain je ne sais quoi about us, right? Literally. The question becomes, how may I help you today? I prefer to do, okay. What's going on financially? It's split into two forms of income. Could the cards hint at all as to whether either of them would be successful? We can absolutely do a path A and path B, or how I can approach things to make them better. No need to apologize. This is exactly what I'm for. This is why we're here, right? To help you to determine what is happening here, okay? So, your question, I have a lot of anxiety regarding what I'm doing financially. It's split into two forms of income. Could the cards hint at all as to whether either of them will be successful, or how I can approach things to make them better? Yeah, we need a divergent path spread. I know this is for relationships. I may have something in here already. Nope, not what I want. We need, I think we need a dyad. Truly though, we need, I know I have one. Hi Dory, whatever. There is no way to, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I cheat. You're getting the whole list of all of the availables. That list feature, as people knew it in the past, no longer works. I am looking for something in specific here. Do not remember where it is, and it's not this. It is. This is the layout I'm thinking for you, specifically. Okay. The first, ugh, why is that happening? Please stop. Go away. Turn me back into me, dick. I don't know why it's doing this. Very annoying. Anyway, it's extremely annoying because you can't see what the hell's happening back here. Bro, what is your problem? Stop being a dick. Let's try this. 1 second, sorry. It's truly going to upset me. Figure it out, camera. Jesus H. Fuck. My God. You wanna see me go from 0 to 60 real quick? Give me some non-functioning tech. Anyways, so we can see it now. These three, okay. I am a very patient person. Do not hand me a piece of tech and say it does one thing and it does the total opposite. That is an excellent way for me to become Ron Swanson and throw the entire computer in the trash. We will start fresh. Hopefully this next one has a change of attitude, right? This reading is for Nina. We haven't done it just yet. We need to change this, though. This is our one. This is what we use here, but we changed this from, well, I already had this, okay? Option or person, option or person. So this is what I suggest. Okay. Would this work for you, Nina? Nina's hideout? I shouldn't just call you Nina. That's not what your name says. This song is just very quiet. So, in this regard, just keep in mind, person becomes your situation, your option, okay? 2 separate paths, all right? Since we're talking about money, I have a deck in particular that I like to use for this. Please allow me, hopefully, to not bump the mic at least too much. Constant problem here. Yep, don't worry. I will find it some way or another. Something attached to me will latch on to it, inevitably. You all don't mind having your ears pierced constantly, right? Going from smooth, sultry bass to absolute chaos, right? Yes, you already know, Rowdy. Okay, gold gilded. All right. You can't see his leg because it's green. Tee. What a floozy. So, this is the deck I usually like to use for money stuff, for obvious reasons, I hope. It does not get too much use, but I know it's gold gilded. It looks super fancy. You might think insanely expensive. 20 bucks. Go get you one. I have a backup that at some point we will be giving away when I figure out how to appropriately do that. All right, big chunks for your cuts. Usually they're a little smaller. So, our final cut, the pillar. I'm just going to draw all of these. My card is 7 in tarot, by the way. My card has also decided to make an entrance. These are interesting because we don't full turn them. And there is a reason for that, okay? Interesting. So, I know you can't see them all, and I apologize, but this one requires a little more room than we have, but we need Queen of Wands, yes? Queen of Wands. What is this? 9? 9 cup. The Charioteer. This is my card. Some of you know this already, but others you may have never heard this, but my number in the tarot, by design of me, is 7. My birth year, 1987, June 20th, if you're curious, but due to various reasons, that is who I am, effectively, okay? My representative card comes out to speak directly to you. So this is usually, I mean this not harshly in any way, but truly, please pay attention. This is upright. As well, please do not panic. People tend to when this card comes up. I don't have a valid way to show this turned, okay, but I'm just going to reverse it for the screen just so it can make a little more sense. Please stop doing that. 1, 2, 3. This goes like this, your second. Lots of majors for you. This is the second option. And then we get 9 of Wands. Hey. Just keep in mind, these reversals are solely meant to represent these 2 turned cards here. And again, I reiterate, they are turned. Right? Important that. So, this is your foundational pillar. Okay? 1, 2, and 3, that middle row, all these, this is just stuff for you. Okay? What grounds you? Key motivators for you. Your ideal outcome. All right? What grounds us? In this sense, okay, I'll show you the art for these cards while we're talking about them. In this sense, our Queen, okay, of Wands, but she is reversed. Wands are the soul's fire. They are representative of our spirituality, our spark, our passions, right? In this case, this card upright, you can see this queen is staring intently at this flower, and she is holding this wand. This is a wand of creation. She has used this wand to make this beautiful, pure flower, right? But that's what she's looking at. That's the focus right now. Okay. What grounds us is that you are able to look around beyond just your own things you have created and see what others can do, have done, will do, right? We're not so much just focused on this singular flower we've made. We're looking around. Stay this way. This is excellent news. Okay? see the divine in all things effectively is the point of that. Okay? Motivators for you. When you look around, upright, this card would be you are surrounded by your achievements, these cups. Okay? Cups are emotions, right? A vessel to be filled with whatever you please. Upright, we sit pleasantly, right? This is someone who, as you can see on the card, has achieved a lot, but they are alone. Okay? They sit by themselves, surrounded by all these awesome things, but we haven't the family to share it with yet necessarily, right? This is your drive. That is your motivator. Looking for our people in whatever capacity that might be. Okay? So, your third card, the Chariot. Yes, I know, my dear. I understand, but that is the motivator. Your third card, the ideal outcome. Usually, this is a card I want to see upright, and in your case, you are being asked to do the opposite here. The Chariot, my job, okay? We are here to balance light and dark. There are two sphinxes in the card art. They are both leashed, okay? But only the black sphinx has a sword, or a spear, if you will, a wand, whatever you want to view that as. Only the charioteer, the person driving the chariot, right? Only the black sphinx is needs to have this wand near, this staff, right? So we can poke this back in line, okay? Just in case darkness gets out of line and starts to bring some imbalance, right? But notice the white sphinx, we have the leash set at our side, right? Not too often, unless, you know, a force of good becomes chaotic good to an extent that is now evil and needs to be pushed back, but that's not typically the case, right? No need. So this one we can kind of just, we see you, we're keeping an eye on you, but not too much concern. That's your job. Drive the chariot. Your job now, anymore, the ideal outcome that you're desperately reaching for is to not have this control, okay? You don't want to drive the chariot anymore, and I get that, but I truly ask you, is that what we want? I think not. But I leave this for you to flip. I just want to point out, this is what, as far as I am concerned, you should be doing. However, you may be working yourself to exhaustion in doing so. So I ask you to truly look around the things in your life and evaluate what serves us and what does not. Okay? I am leaving this reversed. This is for you to reverse. I cannot do it for you. Your Eight of Swords. I cannot say which is which for you, okay? But path A, the first one that pops in your head. All right, this is. Sorry, Dory. Appreciate you hanging out, though. Readings take a little while. I apologize. We're around all the time. If you just want a private read, send me a message on Discord. I can do that whenever, okay? Your Eight of Swords. This is where you put a blindfold on possibly ourselves, or someone else has, I cannot say. But this is literally meant to imply, notice there's no one else around, right? There's just all these swords in the ground. These are our thoughts. And we have been imprisoned by them instead of possibly using a sword to cut through illusion. All right? If this continues, this is why this card is turned sideways. You teeter between completely life-changing events in a good or a bad way, depending on what we do here. All right? This is option number one. The sideways card is meant to be this way, specifically because, as this is an unknowable, This is for you to figure out. Truly. But whatever the first option is that comes to your mind, all right, tread very lightly. Remove this blindfold from ourselves. I ask you, we can't see what's on the back of this card, but use your imagination. What's here? So I ask you, is this person, are their hands bound, or are they holding a key, or nothing at all? Are they even all this wrapping? Is it wrapping? Are they truly strapped to anything? Bound to anything? They can't even see. Remove the blindfold. Use the information available to you. Make the best choice possible. That's option A. Option B. We do the reverse. Literally. Let's say you do remove that blindfold. You don't like the information you see, and now you become the hermit, the scholar, deep introspective study. Right? Where'd we go wrong? What'd we do? But we seek to understand. Okay? This takes time, stalls progress. However, on this path of understanding, of removing said blindfold, the 9 reversed. The struggle continues. But this is what I want to see from you. All right? The 9 upright, this is a man, a figure, whatever you want to call them. They got their ass kicked, but they're still standing, right? This one for you, fight's not over yet. Now you must use this information to drive the chariot toward its appropriate destination. Okay? So, your option A and option B are up to you to determine which are which, but I argue the first one that comes to mind when I say option A, if any, or the first one that you brought here. There's your option A. Those are, unfortunately, I cannot answer, but I usually like to do this, right and left hand kind of idea. Which one sits in your dominant hand? Because the other one is that change of perspective. That the alternative, the path that likely you've seen but just choose not to follow for whatever reason. Those are for you to determine, but just a reminder, this is not fully reversed yet, nor is this. These are possibilities. Okay? But this one in particular, just from what I see of this reading, choose path B. Do a little research. Try to calm the mind a tad. Okay? Proceed with logic rather than purely heart. And in that, yes, you will get beat up on that path. That is life. Truly. I really am getting annoyed here with YouTube. It's got some annoying ass privacy notice that I cannot scroll away from. Deal with that later. But yeah, do you have any questions? Let me know. This is a rather large spread, but typically I try to keep stream stuff to like 3 cards, 4 cards. Yeah, you're very, very welcome, Ninas. Thank you. I appreciate you coming. No, you don't. You take them. You take them. See what you're making me do here? Have them all. You send me love, I send you love. I think my favorite one still that we have made to this day is this guy. There you go. Oh, he's coming right. Do we have any questions about this before I shuffle it back? Because I want to return this to you. This belongs to you, not to me. There's a lot to give here, you know? Not even just for me. I mean, you're sitting in the room with it, literally. Surrounded by it. I have noticed. Okay. In terms of this spread, though, I will send this back to you. Digitally. My monitor turned off right as I did that, by the way. I return this to you exactly how it came to us. Okay? I really love and enjoy reversing cards for people. You know what? I don't feel bad about this. This one, okay? This one, being that it's my card as well, I refuse to return this to you reversed. This comes to you upright to drive the chariot proper. Please. You're clearly, just think, a card I heavily identify with as my very soul card, okay? You show up here. This is you too, not just me. There are many charioteers. I am but one version, one timeline. This is yours. So you be this, not this. The horses don't drive the chariot, the sphinxes, whatever. You do. Upright to you, my dear, and I'm putting it at the very top of your spread, in the now where it belongs. That I will send you all day, because I'm not reversing my own energy back to you. Screw that. Absolutely not. I say nay. I deny that reality. That ain't you. I know it ain't. And I'm not even here to tell you you're making some grave mistake. It's just life. It's hectic. It is for us all. But that is the game, right? Now you know the secret. What do you do about it? Hi. We're here. Just so you know that I'm not just completely talking out my ass here. All right? When you go, if anybody ever makes it into my actual library, here's me. There's my birth time, all right? Yes, I know. I don't care. If you want to be me so fucking badly, good luck. I hope you have a better run of it than I did. And am. You know? But to that end, let me put this away real quick. This deck, as it pertains to money, right, gets a little bit of special treatment, hence the tree of life, right? Just a reminder, life is not all about money at all. Which is why I make it very clear and often, I do not hold money in my heart. I fucking hate money. I wish we didn't need it. But in this, I mean, there's plenty of stuff here if you care to read, right? I agree. I have already made the claim. I will continue to on here. If for some reason you catch me on an infomercial, punch me in the face, please. Advertising some garbage, that ain't us. That we don't do that here, right? If ever I had some brand deal, it's because it's truly something that I value, that I would use, or do use, right? But it brings value to the real world. It is not some material bullshit you can buy just because. We don't do that. If you catch me being a millionaire and I'm living well without my means, again, please punch me in the face. Truly. The point, donations that come here, they get spent to go back into tools for the work. Okay? They serve the work. That is extremely important to me. I need very little to survive. Okay? Anything excess, you tell me where it goes. Where do we send love? Do we donate to a charity? Do I make a bunch of food for the homeless or whatever? Right? Just my 2 cents on that. But Here you go. I do not make these claims unfounded. All right. This is me. I know everybody's like, oh my God, your real name. It sure is. This is information I would offer to you freely in public. There's no difference here. Just saying. But yes, we are a confusing cusp to begin with. Here is my sigil. Okay, this is me. Yeah. You get the idea here though, yes? I'm hopeful anyway. If you want to pause this at any point, feel free. I don't know. Does it? I ask myself these very questions daily. Yeah, you know what I mean? But here you go. I mean, in various different forms. Charioteer, charioteer, charioteer. All right. I worked all this out and I keep getting told this is who you are, man, and I just deny, right? Can't be. But the more I look at my life, the more it makes sense. Not to toot my own horn by any means, but I have been told often and sometimes loudly what a pleasure it is to listen to my voice, and I have kind of receded into that. I do not wish for just the sounds coming out of my mouth to be the only thing that people find soothing. So I seek information, knowledge. How may I help you? In any capacity is why truly I am a master, a jack of all trades, master of none. I never will be. Okay? My job is just, hopefully, to be a blessing to those around me, however I can. I offer this in most forms with knowledge. Right? I seek to understand. One of the buttons I want to make so I can just wear it on stream or even out in public comes from a very dear friend of mine. One of his favorite things to say. Ask me, I'll tell you. Oh, there's our neighbors again. They listened a little. But yes, you know, all these things I say are for a reason. The very words I choose are deliberate. They are very pointed. I'm very literal. I'm the wrong guy to tell to shut the fuck up, because I will. And the silence, in most cases when this happens to me, it's not me who's uncomfortable in the silence, it's the person that issued a command. Now it's your problem. What am I thinking? Good luck with that shit. You know what I mean? I understand some friends say this to each other jokingly or whatever, but choose your words very carefully, please. Say what you mean what you say, and especially read the damn room. You know? You may not like what you find here in silence from me. I find it makes most people extremely uncomfortable, and I'm just fine. Believe me, one of my top things to do on my list of shit to do every day is shut the hell up. Sure. I've done a lot of research. I know a lot of stuff. Great. Excellent. Who gives a shit? Right? Who cares? When is it our turn to just look upon the world and be amazed, if even only for a few brief moments? Let others speak. You know? truly, for me, sure, I've got a lot to talk about, and I hope it's not lost on anybody. While we're sitting here hanging out, right? This would be dead space if no one were here. So sure, I just ramble on about random stuff, filling time. But in private, man, I have gone literal days. I mean days without a single word spoken. I believe the last time that happened to me was in Texas. I was in Houston. I was miserable. The only words I heard came from my computer. Period. Wasn't working. Going through some stuff at that time. Some family medical issues. You know, just not a great time in my life. But literally, not a single word from me. Nothing. And after days of silence, I said something out loud. I don't remember what it was, but hearing my own voice was, whoa, okay, wow, yeah, that's right. There's noises we can make. I think about that time often. While during that time, I was clearly being an escapist, just trying to avoid any problem I might have had. I had never truly just sat beside the entire world and just shut up. Truly. I need not add commentary, right? And this is not saying anything to any of you at all. Just in regard to me. Just change the way I perceive things. That's all. Sometimes it's extremely important that we just be the listener. Thank you so much for the follow, my dear. Yes, I agree. 100%, Ninas. Obviously, the nature of our work leads us to speak, to talk, but, you know, it is now occurring to me. We may do this while we're here. We're approaching the end of our stream, but what do we got? Pre-roll is on, what are we, two and a half hours? About what I figure. I will probably step away, give people some time in their life back, and again, just like we were talking, right? I'm gonna shut up for a time and do some me stuff. All right, some research and whatnot. Just get things in order. We have some minutia to iron out in terms of YouTube, but it just occurred to me while we're sitting here chatting. Okay, big duh, the way that everybody communicates is by having the chat somewhere over here that is mixed. Okay, I really was hesitant to add that, but it would seem we must. So we might ditch our little dealer token over here in place of chat text. Something to figure out. Something I will be doing in the shadows. But with a lantern, don't worry. Flashlight, I got plenty of them. Here, you want to see one? Here's one. Here's some Opal lore for you. I am obsessed with flashlights. I have a large collection of them, somewhere in the vicinity of 16, 17. They all effectively do the same damn thing, truly, but they're you know, I like them. I do like the light, yes. I am extremely attracted to it, 100%. That is a fact. That is but one of many. You don't see it often, but your boy does play guitar. Very unlikely you're gonna see me playing and singing on the stream anytime soon, but I might play something for you sometime. Right? Sometimes I'll whip out the piano and just you know, try and figure out a song real quick. Yeah, I'm not even capable of saying a man of many talents, just many interests, that's all. Yeah. Who knows, right? If I truly have nothing to talk about for the day and we're just chilling waiting for someone to come in for a read, yeah, maybe I pull up the guitar and we practice a little bit. Wouldn't be the worst thing to do. So later tonight, we'll see, but later in the evening, Probably I'll hop on again in, what, 4-ish hours. 3-4 hours. 4 or 5 hours, let's say. 5:30 to 6:30, right? I figure I'm only gauging 6:30 for my time. That's, you've had dinner, you chilled, you did whatever, you know. Gives everybody some time to do their thing. So, probably, excuse me, probably 6:30. Yeah, I don't even know. The last month has been a blur. I believe we've been streaming since October 22nd. By the way, it's 11/11 today, everybody. For any of you superstitious types, today's number is 13. If you're curious why I say these things, one plus one plus one is 4, plus 2 is 6. Okay, plus 2, 8, plus 5, 13. If ever you were looking for a day to allow something to announce intentionally that you wish to release something, today is your day. Do a spread, light a candle, grab your rock, your crystal, however it is that you choose. I like to suggest offerings to the temple of you here. If you want to make this very simple for yourself, the next time you take your bath or your shower, before you get in it, set the intention. What are we releasing? Whatever that might be for you, today is the day to do that. Allow it to die, so that death may bring life. Death is an extremely misunderstood card, in my opinion. When I find it. Somewhere. Where did I put it? I already forgot. Where the hell did I move it? Is it in here? No. Not here. Not here. Not there. What did I do with it? Not in here. This is gonna annoy me. One moment, please. I would like to show you this if I'm allowed. Okay, that's one. Okay, it's in tarot, but where? Am I blind? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I put it at the very top. This is my version of death. What does this look like to you? I ask. Is this inherently terrifying? Is this some figure come to suck the life from you and ruin you? No. Strands of fate being woven, but from them, creation. The part everybody misses for the most part. Literally how I see this card every time it comes up, but if you need a more pointed explanation, Here's another version. All right. Yes. Here's death. But what have they done here? What's happening exactly here? This thing is sprouting from this table, this whatever this source is, right? But this figure, even though they represent death, they have a skeleton for a hand, literally. Okay? Right here. Yes, be mindful. Too many fingers, by the way. AI lives here in case that wasn't clear. If that offends you, I apologize, but I'm no artist. However, if we look here, this person, this figure has come to extinguish this flame, right? And as they are touching it to extinguish it, notice their hand, they still have some life in them, right? When they extinguish the flame, what happens? This is meant to represent Yggdrasil, the tree of life. Creation is allowed. Okay? A seed falling from a tree is not death. It is the death of that experience that it was having with the tree of being home, and now it is being offered the chance of life. The thing people miss most oftentimes. Another version for you. Okay? Same concept here. This is not, I know they look spooky, scary, but I promise you, imagine how death feels all the time. People spend their entire lives fearing this figure, and death has no preference to this. This is just what they do. They do not seek judgment on you. It's just his job. Right? Yeah, 100%. Just something to consider. Okay? But truly, I prefer this version. This is already formalized as a full tarot card for someday. All the symbols mean something to me, but we can cover that another day. Truly, though, this is the point right here. People forget from death can come life. And even then, death in the terms of tarot can quite literally just mean we need to let something go. Let it pass, let it die, so to speak, so we may experience something new. This is the thing to focus on, not the scary bits. We all are aware of this, right? This is the thing I want you to remember about death. I like to explain this card too. Part of the inspiration for this little white blob, this is me. That's you falling down the rabbit hole there, and I am desperately trying to bring you out if you'll let me. Allow me to explain, please, what's happening here. I fear you may not fully understand the implication. That's all. So, back to what we were talking about. Today is a perfect day to let something you do not need anymore. Release it. Let it die, so to speak. Release it back to where it came from, the source, to themselves, whatever that thing is. But we set the intention before we bathe. Okay? Once you set your intention, take your shower. Take your bath, whatever you're doing. Simple as that. That is an offering to the temple of you. The most important thing to me. Okay? Try it. You might like what you find. After you step out of that shower, adorn yourself like a god or goddess, however you see fit. Lotions, oils, candy, whatever the hell you like. But these are all to serve you this day. You do not serve other things. You determine what serves you. You decide what is real. You. Your will. So, I invite you. Today is the best day I can possibly think of when our numbers line up perfectly for this. If there's something you wish to release, just to point out here, the numbers 1 and 3, there's deeper still we can take this, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. People forget part of the archetype of death is for the Emperor. All right? Something to consider. If you want to get even further into it, if you take 13, okay, on the tarot card itself, we have the numbers 10111. There's your 4, okay? Same thing. All right? I'm asking you to give yourself the opportunity to beat this. After that shower, this is who I want you to feel like. The Emperor, or Empress if you prefer. Tarot does not care about your gender, nor do I. In the most respectful way. It's not that I don't care, just it matters not at all. This is just energy I'm talking about. What does an Emperor do? There are even kings under emperors, right? Or empresses. Just saying, things to consider. Things to consider. Well, the next time I stream, some stuff may have changed on the screen. Got a lot to think about. Thank God I've got 4-ish hours to figure it out, huh? Yippee. But I think before we get hit with an ad, I would love to not end on an ad. That would annoy me greatly. Yes, pre-roll is on. We've run out of ad time completely. We're gonna wrap the stream up for the day. This one, I will be back later on this evening. And yeah, I'm gonna go do some work. I hope you all enjoyed our stream here today. Let's see, before I truly wrap up, so here's fun part about YouTube, okay? Listen to our music. I love it. It knows we're leaving on a new adventure. But truly, I thank you all for being here. If it's not abundantly clear by now, I stream tarot readings, Lenormand readings, oracle pulls, rune pulls. At some point, I'll have osteomancy figured out. Anything esoteric. So, to anybody watching this, I'm your guy to subscribe to if you have any interest at all in these things. Alright? With that said, let us traverse the world together and seek the higher self. Until next time, and thank you for joining. See you soon.